What up, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain, the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Welcome back. That wraps up the summer camp. The real thing starts Thursday, opening day, just days away. We're gonna break all down. We're gonna break all of tonight's action down. Kike Hernandez, he hit two hits for Kike, 2 RBIs. CT3, Chris Taylor is hotter than fire right now. We're going to break down Chris Taylor's night, his summer camp. We're going to talk a little Gavin Lux, but you know how we get things kicked off here. Let me know where you're watching tonight's show from. Give me your zip code. Give me your city. Let me know right down below in the comments and fire away with all your Dodger takes. How excited are you guys for Thursday? It is finally here. It is going to be Christmas in July. Thursday, opening day for your boys in blue. But here we go. It's great to be back. We got Tim Rogers, my man. How's it going, Tim? What's the last jersey you got? Let me know in the comments. We got Grumpy Martin. Why did we bat in the bottom of the ninth? Like Joe Davis pointed out, just for extra training. It was very odd. Like he said, how weird would it be if you tuned in, you see the score, and you see the home team batting strictly for training purposes. Got a couple at-bats in there. Gore just ripped one. You love to see him on the base pass. I love the lightning on the batting gloves. But we got the last inning was interesting by Joshua. We got Jacob CT3 tailor-made. CT3 tailor-made. Look, and he's not just hitting home runs. These are rocket shots. That was a rocket off the bat of Chris Taylor, and he just looks like he's primed to have a great shortened season. Look, it's all about who's hot right now. We don't have the luxury of 162 games, and he's on fire right now. 4 home runs in the summer camp training session for Chris Taylor. A home run against the Diamondbacks 2 nights in a row, and then tonight against the Angels. The 805 from Eric, birthplace of an incredible beer. Exactly. I'm going to crush one of those after tonight's show. Ray Barsimian, hey Doug, it's sweet to be back on your show. Dodgers going all the way. How's it going, my man? Ray Barsimian, what's your World Series prediction this year? I remember you had the Dodgers beating the Astros in 7. Didn't go that way. What do you think about it this year? Jacob, let's go Dodgers. Tim Rogers got Price when he paid those minor leaguers. Exactly. Jerry Martin, the 93215, Delano. We got Nomo Fomo. What's up, Nomo Fomo? CT3 and Siegs looking good. Exactly. Chris Taylor and Corey Seager. Boy, they both have in common. Both had great years in 2017, and both are playing great in the summer camp session. Chris Taylor, if you look at his 2017, I mean, he's the guy who slashed 288, 354, 496. He had an OPS of 850. Chris Taylor signed that 2-year deal. You know they wanted him to come in and contribute. And just think about this problem that the Dodgers have. We're talking about Chris Taylor as our 8th, 9th guy, okay? This team, the depth is incredible. This team is loaded, and Chris Taylor just looks like he's at a great place right now. Look, he's OPSing 1,400 in the summer camp session. I'm not going to make too much of the numbers for the summer session, but Chris Taylor definitely looks good. He looks confident at the plate. Look, the only issue with Chris Taylor is the strikeouts. We know he set the strikeout record a few years ago, but Chris Taylor, look, I mean, that's what you get when you want to launch, when you want to hit those kind of home runs, you're going to strike out. But I think the thing about Chris Taylor is he's a guy that can get very hot. Chris Taylor is a guy that when he's on, is just a dangerous, violent bat. And like I said, he's hotter than fire right now. Last year, he played 20 games at second base, 13 starts. I want to see him at that second base spot. He gave him that 2-year contract. Gavin Lux, we'll get into some Gavin Lux, talk a lot about Gavin Lux in just a second here, but Chris Taylor is a guy that can come in there, and he's just so dangerous at that 8 spot. Kike Hernandez last year didn't have the best year. He had registered his first hits of the summer camp session tonight, but love what I see out of Chris Taylor. And like I said, he can get very hot in a short amount of time. Chris Taylor last year in a 55-game stretch batted /309, 377, and 545 with 17 doubles, 2 triples, and 28 RBIs over his last 55 games. So Chris Taylor ended the year hot. He looked good in March, and he looks good now. He looks great now, and I want to see him starting at second base. And look, you know they're going to mix guys up. You know they're going to mix it up between Kike Hernandez and Chris Taylor in the first place, but I think he gets the start, and I like what I see out of Chris Taylor. We got Jess. CT3 needs to be back in 2017 form. Exactly. Caleb Wong, 60-0. Here we come. LOL. We're going to run the table. We're going to be like the 72 Dolphins of Major League Baseball, according to Caleb Wong. I love that. Let's get back up here. We got John Cozy, Lodi, the 9542. Let's go. What up, John? We got Junior how's it going? Dodgers versus Yanks in the World Series. If you guys are going to throw me your World Series predictions and how many games, I'm down with that. Put that in the comments. I think we're going to face the Houston Trastros. I think it's going to be Dodgers-Astros. I think is going to be the most hyped-up World Series in quite some time. I think it's going to make up for this 60-game season when you pit those two teams together, considering the history. I love what I'm seeing. Tina G-Man, how's it going? Tina G-Man, hello, Dodgers Nation. We got Bryant, who want to make a group chat on Snap and talk baseball. Brian, that's kind of what we're doing now. But if you want to do something outside of this, definitely go for it, my man. We got Nomo, FOMO, CT3, and Siegs looking good. Lori, go Dodger Blue, loving my Dodgers here in Springfield, Missouri. If you have not yet, give me your city. We can shout it out. Dodgers Nation, we're worldwide, and that's how it goes down. I love it, especially when I get people from the Midwest, the East Coast. We got Australia. Everyone is rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Representing from Fontana, what's up, Joshua? We got Ray Barsimian, Dodgers over Yankees in 7. You always got the Dodgers in 7 games. I love that. We got John. We got THP. Santana was looking pretty good tonight. Kind of wish they gave Ferguson some more playing time. Look, Ferguson, he's pitched well in this summer camp session. He's got a lot of talent, and I think that Caleb Ferguson is a guy with the. We have to see who's going to emerge in this bullpen. You got some reclamation projects in there with training. We saw Ramos tonight. Who's going to take the reins there? We saw Brusdar Graterol yesterday. I don't know if you saw the video of him catching his chain. The bazooka has some serious fire, but Caleb Ferguson is a guy who can definitely contribute. And we got Grumpy Martin. Does Muncy wear 13 because of M being the 13th letter? In fact, I believe he does. I believe that's how he does it. I think that's why. CT3 needs to get back into 2017 form. We got Mookie Betts, CT3, 2020 starting second baseman. We got Daniel Palma. What up, Daniel Palma from the LA Sports Report? My man. Doug is back. We're going 60-0 this year. Bro, all you guys only won a loss. We got 60-0. That's a lot of pressure. 60-0 is a lot of pressure. But, hey, with this team, the way they're stacked, I do think that, look, 60-0 is ridiculous, obviously. But I do think that we're going to have to find out from a starting pitching standpoint who's going to really emerge. Look, Kenta Maeda's gone. Hyun-Jin Ryu is gone. They traded for David Price. David Price opted out of this season. So I think that, to me, what I'm going to be paying the closest attention to is the starting pitching. Walker Buehler said he's ready to go. He's ready to go for the start of the season. But Clayton Kershaw, all the innings pitched, I think Clayton Kershaw is going to have a nice year considering, look, you're looking at probably 11, 12 starts. But here we go. We got Cassandra Smith, Redding, California, Giants country. Giants, they're going to get the business on Thursday. I'm assuming all you guys have the Dodgers going 4-0 against the Giants to open up the year. But it's going to be exciting. And we got Brian's points. Bold prediction, Astros lose in the ALDS. So you got the Astros losing in the division round. Look, they lose Garrett Cole, who's one of the most dominant starters in the game, a year older for Justin Verlander. And look, at least they don't have the fans in the stands booing him. Although I did see that app where possibly we can boo them with our app. Trust me, best believe I will be signing up for that if that's the case. Daniel Palma, AJ Ramos is my sleeper for reliever of the year. Look, if you saw AJ Ramos tonight, this guy, he was an all-star for a reason. He's a guy that has a great package of pitches, and tonight you could see that he's not quite there as far as. I don't think you plug him in right now, but I think A.J. Ramos is a project that the Dodgers brought in to maximize. I think that A.J. Ramos is a guy that he has dangerous stuff that you really can't teach. So as long as A.J. Ramos comes along, he stays healthy, I could definitely see him, as far as you look at his peripherals, with the velocity, with his pitch mix. I like what I saw at A.J. Ramos, and you could tell, look, he wants to reassert himself as one of the better top-line relievers in all of Major League Baseball, and that's kind of one of the themes of this Dodgers bullpen. You got training, you got guys in there that are trying to reestablish themselves as elite bullpen pitchers. But here we go. We got Adolph, Dodger Blue from Colorado Springs. Laura Ruiz, Dodgers, no FOMO. Houston doesn't deserve to go to the World Series this year. You said it. Hey, I was all about a postseason ban, but hey, the baseball gods will probably have them bounce in the NLDS, like my man said earlier. Deborah Young, go Dodgers from Florida's Space Coast. Ray Barsimian, Mookie Betts, or Cody Bellinger will both make a run at a 400 average. I would love to see it. I would love to see Cody Bellinger replicate the success he had earlier in the season last year. Cody Bellinger, look, the first 2 months of the season, 2019, he's slashing 379, 465, and 749, 20 home runs through the month of May. But when I look at Cody Bellinger, I look at the fact that he hit 262 with 27 home runs in the final 4 months of the season. That's why I give him a lot of respect for retooling that swing. He went right back to work, and he wants to become the best player he could possibly be. And look, you saw last night, Cody Bellinger, you saw he's still going to be one of the best players in the game. There's no question about it. I just want a more consistent Cody this time around. I don't want him to hit, if he could hit 400 the whole season, that'd be great. Although last year, he hit 400 the longest since like Chipper Jones did. So, look, that's something that's very possible if he can find that magic like that he had early on in the season last year. And also, look, the postseason. It's all about the postseason right now, right? That's what we're playing for, is a World Series title. Last year, he batted 178 against the Nationals. So I want to see more from Cody Bellinger. I could definitely see him going back-to-back with the MVP. And the other thing, too, Cody Bellinger is not going to be chasing Christian Yelich for an MVP. It's like I say, he's been there, won that, right? He doesn't need to make a statement as far as being one of the best players in the game. He's already established himself as that. It's just about maximizing his talent, and I think Cody Bellinger is primed for another great season. MVP, though, who you guys got up for MVP? I've got Mookie Betts as MVP. I think Mookie Betts is going to be the first player since Frank Robinson to win the MVP award in both leagues. But here we go. Mookie Betts, I'm hyped. Let's go Dodgers. Dennis Santana looks great. Francisco Acuna. We got Clint Pozias. What up, my man? What does your opening day lineup look like? Look, I think you got right at the top, you're going Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, I think that's, to me, look, we sat through the whole offseason last year. It was, are we going to get Anthony Rendon? We struck out on Anthony Rendon. He didn't want the Hollywood lifestyle, right? Maybe that's why he wasn't playing in the game tonight. But I think Mookie Betts, if I could have any other player from any other team last year, it would have been Mookie Betts, and it's because of his ability to get on base. In the last 2 years, if you look at that WRC+, 2018, 185, 135 last year. Last year, the Dodgers, they outscored teams by 273 runs, but you add Mookie Betts to that, the Dodgers are going to be an absolute nightmare for opposing pitchers, and I like Mookie Betts right at the top. I think at the number 2 spot, I think this year I want to go with Max Muncy. I want to see Max Muncy at that number 2 spot. Anywhere you put it. Look, you give me Chris Taylor, give me Corey Seager, give me Justin Turner at 3 at the 3 hole. I want Cody Bellinger hitting cleanup. Then I want to see A.J. Pollock in that 5 hole. I really like what I saw out of A.J. Pollock. Coming in late to camp, he looks focused. I love the fact that he's playing. It really said a lot that A.J. Pollock is playing this season. I think A.J. Pollock at the 5 hole. Then give me Corey Seager. And then I think at this point, Will Smith, you're going to see at the 7th, 8th hole all season long. And then Chris Taylor, look, at this point, Chris Taylor, I would probably put a space above that. Now, the question now is about the DH. Look, the DH this year is what makes this lineup that much more potent. You're going to see guys, like I saw Edwin Rios, so just that at bat. Every time he puts his bat on the ball, it's a scorcher off the bat. So based on the lefty-righty matchup, I want to see Edwin Rios in there more than other times. But yeah, who do you guys have as your opening day lineup? Who's got your 1 through 9, man? It brings up the good old days, just writing it down on a piece of paper, your 1 through 9. But the most important thing is we got Mookie Betts at the top, Bellinger right in the middle, and then we got Chris Taylor right in that 6th, 7th hole. And I think Will Smith, look, he did not end the year great. And I think just in general, we kind of need to take a deep breath on some of these young players, like Gavin Lux, like Will Smith. Look, they come up, they have their success, and we expect them to play like all-stars and not go through all these growing pains. But you have to remember, not only are they're elite talent, Gavin Lux, he's a player that was projected to win the Rookie of the Year. But look, he's just clearly not ready. That's why they sent him back to school, really. Like, I don't know if there's some manipulation as far as his service time goes, but let's get back to the comments. But let me know right down below in the comments who you guys have as your opening day lineup. Want to see Mookie Betts at the top leading us off. Want to see Bellinger. I think the Dodgers are going to have another home run spree to open things up. I think you got We got Sandra. Welcome back, Doug. Ray Barsimian. Dodgers will go 42-18. That's your record. I got 41-19, but I like that 42-18. By the way, I think last year's record through 60 was 41-19. But Mookie Betts, I'm hyped. By the way, thanks for joining us, Mookie. We got Francisco Acuna. Which teams in the Western League are threats? If you're talking about the National League, look, we know that the most talented team, I think the Diamondbacks really can be a sleeper team, really. Like, they added Madison Bumgarner. Still have a lot of talent on that squad. And then who knows what the Padres are doing. The Padres, they've been very aggressive when it comes to possibly acquiring talent. There's a lot of rumors that the Padres were making a run at Mookie Betts. So that tells me that they want to win now. They got old friend Manny Machado down there. Tatis, I think Paddock is going to establish himself as a top 10 pitcher in this game at some point. I think San Diego is going to be pesky. I really do. I do think San Diego is going to be pesky. And then if you're talking about the American League, look, the Angels just don't have the pitching. They don't have the pitching to compete. They have a monster lineup when it comes to position players. But other than Shohei Ohtani, look, Ross Stripling was going to get traded there. He's going to probably be their number two, one, two, or three starters. So I definitely think the Padres would be my team in the NL West that I would look for. We got Chance Buckner. Thoughts on Jansen? Hey, I like what Jansen has done. Jansen went to Driveline. He last year was not a good year. Last 2 years really haven't been a good year for Kenley Jansen. He had the most blown saves of his career last year. I think he blew 8 saves. I think it was 8 saves for Kenley Jansen. He had a career worst ERA. So I think with Kenley Jansen, it's not about, I think last year, Kenley Jansen had a 3.71 ERA. And like I said, 8 blown saves, which was the second most in Major League Baseball. So Kenley Jansen, second most blown saves in Major League Baseball. But he's another guy. Look, the thing I've been kind of paying close attention to is how do these guys look like when they arrived at summer camp. And some of these guys, it's clear that they put in more work than the others, that they were working out more, that they were throwing more. And that's nothing against them, by the way. There's nothing against these players, but I think that some of the veteran players that see the window closing, like a Kenley Jansen, they understand the importance of this year. He's getting paid $18 million a year to be an elite closer, and then last year tied for second most blown saves in Major League Baseball. So for Kenley Jansen, I just want to see him mix up his pitch mix a little more, utilize that slider more often. He can't just live and die by his cutter these days. We know those days are gone. There's a velocity dip, but hey, we know he's a big fella, and his 92-mile-per-hour cutter is not the same as someone else's 92-mile-per-hour cutter. I just want to see him pitch with confidence. He looks relaxed out there. He looks like he's in great shape to start the year. So I'm very optimistic that Kenley Jansen is going to have a great season for the Dodgers. And he's a perfect example. Some of these guys have come from other clubs like A.J. Ramos, like Treinen. Some of these guys that want to reestablish themselves and earn back their reputation as elite starters. Kenley Jansen is doing it on this team. So I think I really do think that he's going to have a better year this year. But here we go. We got Ray Barca. How do you feel? How do you guys feel about Kenley Jansen? Do you guys still feel like he's not a lockdown elite closer anymore? That's just what the numbers will tell you. But they don't need him to be the 6-out save guy anymore, okay? They just need him to utilize his talent and get the best out of this version of Kenley Jansen, and I think the Dodgers will. Look, the Dodgers have more depth and more high-end talent. Really, just talent in general of that bullpen is night and day different than a year prior, okay? You got guys out there. Look, Dustin May, you got guys out in their bullpen throwing 98-mile-per-hour splitters that are going to be frontline starters one day. So there's a lot of talent out there. You got Tony Smokes. You got, and I'm just excited about the new. I don't know, man. I'm kind of extremely hyped, as they say when it comes to Brusdar Graterol. This guy is just a beast out there. Here we go. Ray Barsimian. Walker Buehler will win the Cy Young. Walker Buehler. Okay, that would be look, Walker Buehler, I think that he's going to have a great year. Walker Buehler clearly is a little further behind than some of the other starters, but when he's out there, to me, Walker Buehler is the best big game pitcher in the game. But I think with Walker Buehler, he's a guy, he loves to miss bats. He's a guy that wants to mow you down. He struck out 30% of the batters, nearly 30% of the batters he faced last year. So Walker Buehler is an elite miss bats kind of guy. I want to see him get some more balls on the ground at times, and just look, we've seen Walker Buehler last year. Yeah, Walker Buehler is just a flat-out ace. He's just the ace of the staff, no question about it. Mookie Betts, no mercy for the Giants on Thursday. Give me your score predictions for Thursday's game. I think the Dodgers are going to crush them. I think that this team, they're just lions waiting to be let out of the cage. And I think they are going to annihilate the San Francisco Giants on Thursday. Ray Barcemian, I just found my Cody Bellinger rookie too. I'm so stoked. Hey, you better keep it. You saw LeBron James rookie card sold for I think $1.8 million. So hold on to that. Nick El Guapo, where do you see Dustin May this season, in the pen or that fourth, fifth starter, watching from Phoenix? What up, Nick? I think Dustin May, I think they're going to give Ross Stripling, obviously, that the starter's role to start the season, a very well-deserved opportunity for Ross Stripling. But I think Dustin May, they understand the ceiling of Dustin May and his potential. I think if you look at Dustin May last year, he's a guy. Look, the only issue I have with Dustin May is control, is getting those first and second pitch strikes. But you see, when he is on, this guy he has 1-2 starter potential. Okay, the number 1 or 2 starter in your rotation. And I think I just like what I see out of that vicious splitter, that slider, and just the spin and the velocity with Dustin May. And last year, Dustin May coming out of the pen, he had that rough outing in Atlanta, and he got hit in the face against Arizona. So he had a little bit of bad luck at times last year. But last year he goes 2 for 3 with a 3.63 ERA. And then a 1.10 whip. So we're talking about 42 strikeouts. So I'm very high on Dustin May. Like I said, Dustin Mania, it's gonna happen one of these days. They're gonna I really want to see him in the rotation, but I think that Dustin May will end the season in the Dodgers rotation at some point. I think that, look, talent like that. When Walker Buehler was that age, Walker Buehler was starting games in the World Series. So, look, he's the Dodgers' number 2 prospect for a reason, and at some point, you got to let the starter start. But here we go. We got Chance Bunker. I put my money on Seager to hit 400. Corey Seager to hit 400. Hey, Corey Seager has looked great, man. Corey Seager has been smoking balls. He looks like he's a more confident hitter at the plate. And last year he was one of the hottest hitters in the game before he went down with that hamstring injury against the Angels. Then, look, last year, what more can you say? He led the National League with a career-high 44 doubles. So when you're off year, you're leading the league in doubles as far as the senior circuit goes. That's how you know that you're a talented player, that you're a player that has a lot of greatness in you. And I think Corey Seager, I don't know about hitting 400. I mean, 400 is definitely possible. Last year, he slashed 272, 335, and 483. But hey, anything's possible. Look, to me, the only thing I'm expecting this year is the unexpected when it comes to 2020. Do I think someone will hit 400? I do think it's possible. Obviously, if it were last year, Cody Bellinger would have had a great chance at it. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to be very... Look, I love baseball for a lot of reasons, and one of those reasons is every year following home run chases and hit streaks and all this, and like every great record of this hallowed game. But this year I'm not going to put too much stock in someone hitting 400. But I think it's definitely possible. But my candidate to hit 400 would probably be Mookie Betts. Look, Mookie Betts, the thing I've seen the most is just his pitch selection. Look, his eye out there is something that the Dodgers have not had on this roster during this run. And I think you're going to see he's not going to get fooled. He did by Walker Buehler, and that's no way to treat your new teammate. But Mookie Betts is not going to get fooled very often. Francisco Acuna, which teams are threats to the Dodgers this year? I think that, look, the National League in general, look, to be honest with you, unless the Dodgers starting staff implodes, and something you have to consider too is an injury that would be considered catastrophic in a typical 162-game season. That's not the case this year. So I think that it's too tough to say. Like, how will the Dodgers look after 30 games, after 40 games? Will they be healthy? Will they have issues with COVID? But as far as the way teams are lined up right now, I think obviously you got the heavyweights in the American League. Those are the biggest threats to the Dodgers. And then, well, I think the NL Central this year, I think that the Cardinals, I think the Braves, I think the Braves with Soroka and Acuna, I think the Braves are really a team that really, I think it hurts the fact that Yasiel Puig, I don't really understand why they didn't keep it. I think that he would have been a spark plug for that franchise. I could see the Braves really breaking through one of these years, but I don't see like typical, like we thought the Cubs were going to be a dynasty. I'm not fearing the Cubs at all. In the NL West, there's no one that can touch the Dodgers. 7 straight division titles. It's the Dodgers and the rest in the NL West. But I think that in the Central, you got some contenders. The NL East, look, the Nationals, I think the Nationals will have a little bit of a hangover. Max Scherzer is getting older. Strasburg, he put in a dominating performance last year, really carried them in that Game 7. Just a phenomenal showing by Steven Strasburg, the former number 1 pick. But really, I think, look, the only team that can beat the Dodgers is like these summer camp games at the very beginning is the Dodgers. If the Dodgers stay healthy, if the Dodgers just stick to their guns, if the Dodgers really just play their game, there's no one that's going to touch the Dodgers this year in the National League. The offense is there. The pitching is there. The bullpen depth, to me, I think is going to be the story all season long, with guys not being fully built up, with guys starting fewer games and fewer innings in those starts. I think that the bullpen is going to flip this year. I think the bullpen is going to be the strength, and I think that the starting pitching is something that we're going to discover during the season is going to be the part that they're going to tinker with more. But here we go. We got Gabe Town. Will Cody hit 40 home runs? If you look at that, I'm going to say no. That would be something along the lines of, yeah, he would break Barry Bonds' record without roids at that pace. So I don't see, last year he was on pace to hit 60 home runs up until May 21st. So I think Cody Bellinger is not going to hit 40 home runs. I think that he's going to hit something along the lines of, 15, 16, 17 home runs. But these guys can get hot. And Cody Bellinger, look, I want to see how he starts the season. I think if he starts off hot, Cody Bellinger started hot last year. We know he can ride that wave. If he starts off slow, he looks like more of the Cody Bellinger that we saw in the last few months of the season. In the postseason, then maybe things could get rough at some point. But I anticipate him having another phenomenal season. One of the biggest stars in the game, Cody Bellinger. I feel Cody Bellinger, hopefully none of these cardboard cutouts get out and run on the field and hug him, right? I guess he doesn't have to worry about that this year. By the way, any of you guys get a cardboard cutout? I'm thinking about it. It's a little steep, but any of you guys get one? Mookie Betts, Seager looking solid out there. Clint Pasillas. How about the fact that Mookie Betts is a Dodger LFG? Mookie Betts is a Dodger. I pinch myself every day. He looks great in Dodger blue. To me, you sign Mookie Betts. I've seen enough from Mookie Betts. You can see his work ethic. Yes, he's in a walk year at age 27, but Mookie Betts is on a Hall of Fame trajectory, and you don't get very many opportunities to lock up Hall of Fame talents long term, and I just love it. I think that Mookie Betts, I think he loves being a Dodger, too. I think that he's had a great rapport with his teammates. Real FRG, who has that question, got to the bottom of the story with Ross Stripling and Mookie Betts, where Mookie Betts just goes on the field and gives them the scoop on some pitch tipping, and I think that shows his work ethic. This is a former MVP that's going to sign for upwards of $250 to $300, $250 million, right? They're going to back up the Brinks truck for Mookie Betts, and he's grinding out there. He's impressing his teammates, and I think that he's the leader that the Dodgers need. When I say leader, I mean lead by example. He's a guy that he's almost like a Kobe Bryant type that goes to work, and you can just see it has this infectious energy with him, and I just love what I've seen out of Mookie Betts. I don't even think he's one of the few players that I can truly guarantee is going to have an elite season for so many different reasons. He can hit for power, he can steal bases, he's an elite defender, he's got a great arm. There's nothing that this guy can't do on a baseball field, and he's a Los Angeles Dodger in his absolute prime, and we should all be very thankful for that. We got KD, Corey Seager, 2020 MVP. We got Ray Bar-Simeon. I like that prediction, Doug, and I agree. Mookie Betts will win MVP. Heck yeah. Laura Ruiz, MVP. Betts is a pretty great guess. By the way, it's not even, that's not really going out on a limb on that one, right? But look, I think he's got a lot to prove. I think that he wants to show that last year, as down year, hitting 295 with a 135 WRC plus and 29 home runs. And I think that Mookie Betts is out to – I think Mookie Betts just feels like a lifelong a Dodger. He feels like a guy who's going to end his career as a Los Angeles Dodger. I mean, for a lot of different reasons. Because, look, you sign with the better than going to the Angels, right? At the Angels, where superstars go to die, Albert Pujols, in 8 years with the Halos, He's batting .258 with a .314 on-base percentage, averaging 26 home runs per year. Good luck with that. Good luck, Anthony Rendon. Should have rolled with that Hollywood lifestyle, which means division titles and World Series appearances. We got David Zuniga. Puig will come in at the trade deadline. David, I can't quit Puig, okay? I can't quit Puig. I love Yasiel Puig. Look, I make no bones about it. Look, wild horses. I would love to see Yasiel Puig back, and I think there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to they're going to keep it warm with Yasiel Puig. Look, if you listen to the Blue Heaven podcast with Clint Pasillas and Brooks Smith, they interviewed Jock Peterson, and he really gave me the feels when he said, hey, I missed Yasiel Puig. I missed his competitiveness, his spirit out there, and how much fun he had with the game. He has an infectious impact on a locker room, but at this point of the season, I think that this locker room, the power structure in it is pretty established. I think it'd be tough to bring Yasiel Puig back, but hopefully he's getting better. I know he had coronavirus, but I will always love Yasiel Puig. Maybe he's going to be stopped. He's not going to lick those bats this year. So here we go. We got Jonathan Morin, team looking sharp. We got Uribe time. Uribe, man, just that home run against the Braves just flashed through my mind. Seager 5-hole. I think I would love to see Seager in the 5-hole. We saw him in that spot in years past. Daniel Palma, do you think the Dodgers go the whole season without being shut out, over, under at a half a game? Look, this is baseball, man. This is baseball, and you never look pre-Mookie. I would say no. There's no way it's not going to happen. But Mookie is a run producer. That is what he does. And when you put Mookie Betts out there in your lineup, you're going to score a lot of runs. So look, Daniel, I think it's why not take that bet. I think the Dodgers, they're going to put a lot of crooked numbers up on that scoreboard. They're going to break that scoreboard in Dodger Stadium and other stadiums around Major League Baseball on more than one occasion. But I think at some point, you got slumps. You got those off days. You got a day where you're just not doing well. And I think that the Dodgers are going to score at least one run in every game this season. How about that? Let's just do it, Daniel. The Dodgers will score at least one run in all 60 games this year. Why not? Who's it going to be? Don't mess this up, Los Angeles Dodgers. One run every game for the entire season. Adam, what up, Adam, and the whole LASR crew repping hard. What up, fam? We want Chico batting cleanup. That's what I'm talking about, Adam. By the way, I was just thinking, man, Mike Trout. Do you think Mike Trout went over there and asked for a picture with Chico or an autograph with Chico? That must have been pretty awesome, having the best player in the game and Mike Trout in the same stadium at the same time tonight. Chico forever, right? But yeah, I definitely want to see Chico in that batting lab. Hey, Chico hitting cleanup. Wait, man, the designated left fielder. Why not? Chico, he has got a cannon on him. We got Daniel. We got Francisco Acuna. Edwin Rio is goated. Edwin Rios. I mean, just a majestic, powerful swing from Edwin Rios. He's a guy where, look, most teams would love to have Edwin Rios on their squad. And, I think that Edwin Rios is a player that, we're talking. I mean, like, Edwin Rios, here's my hot take on Edwin Rios. Edwin Rios is going to be the next Dodger to hit it out of Dodger Stadium. He's going to join Mark McGwire and Mike Piazza. Edwin Rios, look, he's only 25 years old. Last year he debuted on June 27th, and he came in there and he had some majestic shots. He had that shot against Miami that was just, man, when he connects with one, it is going, gone. And I just love having Edwin Rios on the squad. Sometimes they know where to attack Edwin Rios. That's the only thing. Low and away, high and inside. There are some trouble areas for him to correct, but when he gets a hold of one, it is goodbye baseball. But here we go. We got Mookie Betts. The Dodgers lineup is absolutely scary. I have a really special feeling about this team. Hey, I do too. There's something in the air with this team. I know you have people out there that are trying to debate whether or not a 60-game season is a legitimate season. But, hey, the way I look at it is, look, each game is basically going to count as 12. I know all you guys, look, everyone out there is probably a football fan. You know that buzz you get, that special feeling when you're watching football games. That's how I get for every Dodgers game, really. But in a 60-game season, the wave of emotions that we're going to go through this year, watching this team, every win, every loss is going to count, and it's going to be important to the overall season, like unlike any year we've ever seen. So it's going to be a great year. We got Francisco. We got Restream. Congratulate. Thanks, Restream. We got 100 messages, guys. Shout out to you guys. Keep giving me your Dodger takes, man. The hotter, the better. That's what we do here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. By the way, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel at youtube.com/DodgersTV. Subscribe to the Blue Heaven podcast. Subscribe, and also get merched up. I know you're going to be chilling at your crib. You got to get merched up. The flyest Dodger gear in the game. Got that new Chico Mania shirt out there. I know that one's hot. A couple sizes left. I say that no matter what because it makes you want to buy them. But head over there, and then we got this cool bug. Get geared up, man. We'll support your boys in blue no matter what. David Zuniga. We got here we go. Let me see. Oh, yeah, the Brewers are a team, too, that is a team to be reckoned with for sure. We got, 1 second here. I saw an Orioles prediction, six. You got 6 wins, 6-54. That's a little generous for the Orioles. Katie, Betts, Muncy, Turner, Belly, Seager, Rios at DH. Hey, I would love to see Edwin Rios in there at DH, but we got Pollock, we got Taylor, we got Smith, we got Chance, Monkey, Peterson. Throw in your lineups, guys. Monkey, Peterson, Mookie, Peterson, Muncy, Bellinger, Turner, Taylor, Hernandez, Pollock, and Smith. I like that lineup right there. I like that lineup. I think A.J. Pollock was injured last year. He got hot, and then 11 strikeouts in the I think it was 9 strikeouts in the NLDS and 11 at-bats. So I think he's another guy that wants to prove that he's still a great player in this league. We got Nick. Who do you see stepping up in that closer's role if Jansen can't get it done this season? I love that question. I think the answer to that is going to be possibly Blake Treinen. I think Blake Treinen is a guy that, look, in 2018, Blake Treinen had one of the best years a reliever has ever had in Major League Baseball. So I think Blake Treinen is a guy. I think that, like I said it before, I think that, look, you got to get creative. This year, I really love what I see with Tony Gonsolin. I know that everyone sees him as a starter, an extended relief guy. You know, he's had multi-inning relief experience, but he's a guy, an elite splitter. And when you have an elite pitch like that, I really like what I see out of Tony Gonsolin. So I think he's another guy. But look, if you look at Treinen, 2018, a .78 ERA, a 1.82 FIP, and then last year he fell off a cliff. So last year he really had a really, really rough year. He had a 4.91 ERA and a 5.14 FIP. So the Dodgers don't need him to be the .78 Treinen. They need to be closer to his average as an MLB pitcher, which is like in the sub-3 range. So I think Treinen is a guy that could step up. I think Kenley Jansen is gonna he's a guy that can really step into that role. And we'll see what this whole myth, the mythic place that is Driveline Baseball up in Seattle. Did they work their wonders on Kenley Jansen? But hey, how about look? I hate to say this, Joe Kelly has elite stuff. Yes, he has control and command issues at times, but when he's on, the spin rate, the velocity of Joe Kelly, we saw Joe Kelly got very hot last year. Remember, this is not your typical season. This is who is hot right now, and Joe Kelly is another guy I could see stepping in there. But I think this year, look, this season, sadly, the season's going to fly by, right? The season's going to fly by. There's no question about it. But I don't think. Look, if the Dodgers start, they split the Giants, they lose to the Astros. I think that you're going to see they're going to make adjustments very quickly. But like I was saying with Joe Kelly last year, a 4.56 ERA. But remember, from May to September. Remember, for Joe Kelly, it was a terrible start. Then they had his Joe Kelly bobblehead where I was saying they should just give away Joe Kelly instead of his bobblehead. Well, from May 28th to September 29th, he posted a 2.38 ERA and a 1.12 WHIP while striking out 45 batters. I think what this Dodger team has missed in the years past is guys that can go out there and mow guys down. Joe Kelly has that kind of stuff. You saw what he did against the against the Los Angeles Dodgers, our boys in blue, in the 2018 World Series when he didn't give up a run in 5 appearances against the Dodgers. So Tim Rogers, totally agree on Gonsolin like Kirby Yates. I'm telling you, Gonsolin as a closer, I just see it. Look, man, I like my closers quirky. He's quirky, right? Tony Gonsolin. He's got the nickname Tony Smokes. Walkout music. Maybe you could hit some Frank Zappa. I don't know how he gets down. But, hey, I'm all about the Catman as a possible closer. Logan Jones, how's it going, my man? Will the Dodgers do a drive-in games? Look, I'm all for this innovation. I think the cardboard cutout, look, I'm digging. I was going to start the show and just, freeze here like a cardboard cutout. But as far as the drive-in games and the honking, I think that I'm going to say no to that. Look, I don't know about you guys, but I like to – oh, sorry, I just burped, guys. Apologize. When I go to a baseball game, I like to throw a couple back, right? You really want guys in their cars, crushing Michelados and Modelos and getting real hype and then the drive home could get a little crazy. So I think there's that conflict there. So I'm going to say no to that. Hey, look, man, Paris already has fans in their games. I was watching a soccer game, I think it was PSG. They had 5,000 fans. Look, I'm just going to be optimistic, hold out hope. It's probably not going to happen, right? But I'm going to say no. How do you guys feel? Would you guys do a drive-in game? Drive-in games would be sick. Hey, man, I don't know about drive-in games, but one thing I've always been about, by the way, is a drive-in for the bullpen cart. I want the bullpen cart back. Have you seen the Dodgers bullpen cart? I want to see them back. Look, they want to speed up these games. Bullpen cart, that would take out about 1 minute, man. You never know. Maybe get a Lambo one. I'm telling you, bring back the bullpen cart. So when it comes to drive-in games, I'm all for that. Drive-in bullpen. BB24, anyone in the chat have advice for the cutout? Hit my man up, BB24. But for the cutout, look, the information is there. You got to shell out some. So how do you guys feel about the cutout? I mean, I like the idea where if it hits you, you get to keep the foul ball. They're going to authenticate it. You're going to get a piece of merchandise that was at a Major League Baseball game. Hey, man, I just love it. No more late arriving LA crowd. They're just in their seats. They're not leaving early. Hey, the cardboard cutout is better than nothing. And don't kid yourself. Major League Baseball, they're making some revenue. These advertisements, these cardboard cutouts, welcome to LA could go badly there. BB24, Adam, Chico the valet. That's hilarious, man. Man, you just find, hey, Chico's got a job, man. He's an elite Major League Baseball player. He's a clubby. Not the Mary Hart one, Chuck Pareto Jr. Not the yeah. I feel you on that, man. Deborah Young, Mary Hart was in her seat. Deborah Young, yikes, facts, the Buffalo. Let's see what we're at here. Cool, guys. But yeah, look, how do you guys feel? I mean, it's kind of get up to the big topic of day. So let's see. We talked about. Yeah, CT3, like I said, hotter than the devil's armpit right now. My man is going to come in. I'm telling you, this is going to be a year for CT3. Look at that. There's no pressure on CT3. He's not a guy who has to come in and worry about producing these runs. He goes in there, has his at-bats. That violent swing is going to lead to a lot of home runs and a lot of explosive plays. And look, if you look at CT3, I just think that he's going to have a good year. The bullpen card driver for Chico. What else we got? Yeah, so tonight's game, 6-4 win. Kike doubled off the wall for his first hit of the exhibition, a 2-run double. Chris Taylor, another home run. 3 home runs in 3 games. That was the bottom of the third home run for him. How do you guys feel about Josiah Gray today? I think Josiah Gray, still a work in progress, and I'm not worried about Josiah Gray, really. I'm really not worried about Josiah Gray at all. I mean, if you consider the fact they got Josiah Gray in that basically a salary dump with Puig, Wood, Kempin, and Farmer, I think was a part of that trade too. So I still like what I see out of Josiah Gray. I think ultimately he fits in there as a number 3 starter. Got a nice. I really like that. I or like his pitch mix. Look, he's not a high velocity guy. He gets you around 92, 93. But that slider, very sharp slider, hits you in the low 80s. He was in that, he said he made it when the pitching ninja did a little bit on him. That's how you know you made it. But I see him as a number 3 starter one day. Very athletic player, was a former shortstop. But let's get to Gavin Lux. Really, all the talk is about Gavin Lux. And I know the first thing out there, is this a way to manipulate service time? And me, it's not. To me, the only thing that really matters is he the best second baseman on the team right now? And the reality of that is the answer is no. You have one guy who's in a walk year in Kike Hernandez. You have another guy who just signed a 2-year deal with the Dodgers. He's set to get $7.8 million this year. It's going to be prorated, obviously. But I think Chris Taylor, this team, not only are they deep, that depth creates competition, and you know they're going to be competing for at-bats all season long. But how do you guys feel about Gavin Lux? Look, Gavin Lux is the youngest Dodger ever to hit a home run in the postseason. He hit a home run last year against the Nationals in Game 1. And look, he was pretty much the prohibitive favorite to go on and win Rookie of the Year's honors. The Dodgers, we know they own that. Over, I think, 13, 14 Rookies of the Year for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's named after Jackie Robinson, the first Rookie of the Year back in 1947. Do you think Gavin Lux will be on the roster this season? So I definitely think, look, Gavin Lux, a prospect that is that touted, you don't leave in the minor leagues for an entire season. And there is no minor leagues, right? They're sent to USC, right? They're out there playing exhibition games. Maybe he can play quarterback for the Trojans this year. I have no idea. But he has to come back up. He has to come back up and contribute. But look, if you look at how we ended the year, last year, Gavin Lux, 240, 2 home runs, and a 704 OPS. Started strong, went 2 for 5 in his first game, had a single and a double in his first game. I think it was against the Rockies, the Padres, whatever. But he had a good first game in the playoffs, in the postseason. They gave him a shot. They gave him a shot in the postseason. Maybe he can catch fire like Corey Seager did back in 2016. It wasn't the case. Gavin Lux went 1 for 9 and hit 222 against the Nationals. So, look, he was considered by many experts out there to be the National League Rookie of the Year. But I definitely think, look, he reported to camp late. And we all know they can't report when guys report late due to coronavirus. But to me, I'm assuming that's what it was. He just hasn't looked good. That rhythm is not there. Dave Roberts said today there's a lot that goes with his swing, and at this point in time, it just wasn't synced up. So he's not synced up, and I think he goes down there, he works on his craft, and he gets back. Look, Jock Peterson, Cody Bellinger. Remember when we went to send Cody Bellinger to AAA on many occasions? Jock Peterson is the same. These young players, look. It's not, success isn't linear improvement. Like there's going to be growing pains, and Gavin Lux is no different. So to me, he didn't start 2 of the Dodgers exhibition games, Kike and CT3 both, and he went 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts going into tonight. Tonight I believe he struck out tonight, right? I think he did. So look, we all know that how he just ripped through the minor leagues. It was a meteoric rise for Gavin Lux. Once he hit his stride, he was just raking, and it was all the hype. It was Gavin Lux. And unfortunately, it's just he didn't end the season strong. He didn't have a great postseason. Didn't look great in March, and hasn't looked great in Summer League. So so with the exception of a hot start for Gavin Lux, he's a guy that is still trying to figure things out at the major league level. Look, this is the show. This is Major League Baseball. It doesn't come easy, even for elite prospects like Gavin Lux. But just to kind of get into the specifics of Gavin Lux, I think to me, I just kind of look at the service time with all of this. And, right now he has 29 days of major league service time, and he would need 143 to get a full season. And then, so this year it'd be something like 51 to 55 days, something like that, to get that full year. So, look, let's see how long the Dodgers have him optioned for. Because if they have him optioned for an exact date, let's say 15 to 19 days, then maybe you could try to say that was for some service time manipulation, and maybe the same thing goes for Brusdar Graterol. But I think that he's going to be ready to go for the home stretch. I definitely see him as if he's right, if he can get going, he's a guy that can really help this team, and they have to still develop talent. As great as this franchise is, you still want to develop that talent, and we all know that Andrew Freeman said hands off when it came to Gavin Lux. That's one of the reasons why the Dodgers didn't so strongly pursue Francisco Lindor, because of that. So, look, the Dodgers held on to him. He was off limits for a reason. But I think he has to improve a lot. Look, his defense is questionable. He had the yips in the minor leagues. He improved with that, but we saw what happened with Steve Sachs. He overcame that. And but how do you guys feel about Gavin Lux? It doesn't change how I feel about Gavin Lux as a player in the totality of his career. I still think he projects as an all-star caliber second baseman. I think maybe at some point, maybe you consider seeing him in the outfield at some point. But I think Gavin Lux, at this point, it's a 60-game season. This is not even a sprint. This is like a full-blown. This is a Usain Bolt sprint, right? We have to get to this finish line very quickly, and there's not the time to let a player that is still trying to figure it out at the major league level. He needs to. The Dodgers need, and you got guys like Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez. I think it's going to be tough for Gavin Lux to get in there if he's not playing up to par. But other things about Gavin Lux, yeah. But the other one to kind of point out too is be aware of the roster cut. So I know at the beginning it got a little confusing, but 2 weeks from now the roster, they trim that to 28, and then 2 weeks from that it's to 26, and that's at the end of September. So look, we'll see with Gavin Lux, but to me, yeah, it was definitely a bummer considering the hype that he will not be starting on opening day at second base for your Los Angeles Dodgers. But here we go. We got Cody or Mookie. We got Ray Bartman. Kershaw will have a great year. I hope so. I hope so. Last year, Clayton Kershaw, that fastball. Look, to me, the curveball is still an elite pitch. The slider is still an elite pitch. Hitters have yet to hit above 200 against his curveball in his career, but you saw a couple lefties hit bombs off it last year. He's a little dinger prone in those early innings, and I want to see. Look, the one thing I know what you guys like when you're watching games. You look at that gun, right? You look at the velocity. Last year, his average velocity sat around 90.4 miles per hour. So we'll see with that. You kind of got to get that differential there with the slider. But he's a guy who wins on command, on precision, on tenacity. Clayton Kershaw doesn't need to pitch another game, and he's a GOAT in my book. Clayton Kershaw is one of the greatest pitchers of all time at his peak, and we can talk about that for an entire year and break that all down. We'll do that. Maybe we'll do that at my man's side Snapchat that he wanted to set up to chat baseball. But just another couple reminders. Make sure you guys go to DodgersNation.com for all things Dodgers, the latest updates. Man, the best Dodger content in the game. Really gear up at the store. Tune into the Blue Heaven podcast. And I'm not sure the post-game show dates, but we're going to be coming at you live quite a bit this season in this condensed 60-game season. Frosty 3X, Cody or Mookie, Sammy Becca, Nice, Logan Jones, and MLB The Show. Gavin Lux doesn't do good. Yeah, I've noticed that, man. I've been getting my show on, bro. Give me your gamer tag, bro. School you. No, but, we got Mora O'Brien. I think he jinxed it by saying he wanted to be Rookie of the Year. That was too much in the forefront of his mind. He needed to get out of his own head and focus on the teamwork. Hey, I think it's good to set goals, man. I think Gavin Lux is a player that, look, you don't steamroll your way through minor leagues without having lofty goals set for yourself. And, hey, you want to be a Rookie of the Year? You got to shoot for the stars. I'm all for that. But, yeah, man, give me your coming up to an hour here, guys. Give me those. By the way, shout out to the new DN post game show logo. Shout out to my man. Follow him at Ed's Live Journey. Ed's Live Journey. He does all the graphics for Dodgers Nation. A very talented dude. Hooked it up with a new graphic. We got a new graphic for you guys. A little rotating little ball. It's all so you guys can give us all your Dodger hot takes. Is Verdugo playing? Yeah, I heard seeing Verdugo go to the Red Sox definitely hurts, man. I don't know about you guys. Been watching a lot of the backstage Dodgers. Just hurts to see Doogie out there. I think that eventually it's going to come down to, look, does Mookie Betts re-sign or not? Then down the road we'll have a better feel for who won that trade. But I mean, is he playing now like for the Red Sox? Verdugo. I watched him the other day. He's at full strength, and he's in training camp. And I was reading something about the Red Sox. They're gonna have him probably in their lineup in the top 6, something like that. And last year. See, that's the thing, man. Verdugo was so good in that 2-hole for the Dodgers. His contact rate was one of, if not the best, on the team. So but you replaced him with Mookie Betts, who also is elite in that category. So he's a guy like Puig, man. Like I don't know about you guys, I really get attached to these Dodger players that I'm down with, and Puig, Verdugo are both those kind of cats. So I wish him well. He's in another league, as long as it's not against our boys in blue. Santiago, yes he is. Logan Jones, can you predict Mookie Betts stats for the season? I think Mookie Betts. I don't want to go too crazy with it. He's definitely hit over 300. I definitely see Mookie Betts hitting something like 339. That's my Mookie Betts batting average. I got him at 339. Some like, I don't know, 8 or 9 home runs, maybe 8 or 9 home runs. But maybe like he probably get to double digits. Maybe give him 11 home runs. But to me, it's the on-base percentage. I think his on-base percentage is going to be something like 390, close to 400. I think you're going to see him probably. I think at the end of the day, he'll have like a 410. I'm going 410 on-base percentage. Let's do 13 home runs. I think he'll hit 339. So 339, 13 home runs, and that on-base percentage. I think that WRC plus is probably going to be something like maybe like 170, maybe 175. Hey, I went from like not wanting to really just do everyone. But how do you guys feel? Can you guys guess Mookie Betts stats? And to me, I think the most important thing is getting that batting average way up over 300 like it was in his elite 2018 MVP season. But just wrapping things up, when's Martin coming back? Look, you got the best pitcher in the game not signed. How is that possible, right? I had no idea. I want Russell Martin. He's another guy that you just want to see on this team. Bring back Russell Martin. I'm all about that life for sure. Bring back Russell Martin. Hey, man, he's from Canada. He can't even play up in Canada. They're not letting people play in Canada. He's got to get a place to play. Man, I was so tripped out to see Keibert Ruiz come off the bench and get an at-bat. So, look, you're going to need a lot of catchers this year. I think Will Smith, who also a lot like Gavin Lux, that's what I'm saying. Take a deep breath on some of these young players. He's a guy that looks focused, and we know there's a lot of feast or famine with his swing, but I think Will Smith is going to definitely have a great year. Not a great year, but I think he's going to have a solid year at catcher. Sammy Becca, what's your guess for the game against the Giants? 13-0. I think the Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw, opening day starter, so the Dodgers, they at least scored 1 run on a home run. So, not playing, but I think I'm going to go Dodgers 9. Look, we've been shredding teams, annihilating teams. They're going to torment opposing pitchers. I got the Dodgers. Let's do 9-4. I think that maybe first game jitters for our bullpen. I'll go 9-4. Ray Barr-Simeon, Betts could make a run at the Triple Crown possibly. Michael, so we're going to wrap this up, guys. Couple more. Any of your hot takes? What time are we at? We're at 59. Want to keep these to an hour. I remember last year we were going like 1:30. So we're gonna keep these nice and tight. Get all your takes in, but we'll be coming at you live one way or the other on Thursday. So there will be a Dodgers Nation post game show. So you will join us live right after the game, no matter what. Logan Jones in 20, but get your final hot takes in any takes. Jonathan Morin, 341, 12 homers, 40 RBIs. Sam Abeka, what was your guess for the game? Ray, Betts could make a run at the Triple Crown, possibly, definitely could. Michael Stone, Dodger fan, since I could talk. That's what's up, Michael. A lifer, baby. I love it. DJ, what are your thoughts on Edwin Rios? Like I said, majestic swing, lots of power. He has to shore up certain areas in the zone. where pitchers attack him. But hey, I like Edwin Rios a lot. He's a guy who was built to be a DH, okay? DH, Dodger Hammer. That's what I think Edwin Rios is. He's the Dodger Hammer. Put him in that DH spot. This guy can crank them. Frosty X, 345, 15 homers, 46 RBIs. That's your Mookie projection. Adam, what up, my man? That's what I'm saying. That 0.0 ERA. Always cracking me up, dude. Mora O'Brien, yes, we won Martin. Hell yeah, we do, guys. Russell Martin, make it happen. He did not go out. We did not send him out the right way, right? Last year, we got to send him out the right way. A World Series champion. Bring back Russell Martin. I know Real FRG, Clint Pasillas is about that life big time too, so I want to see it. He's a great, and then look, I know it's funny that he's a pitcher, this and that, but he's also a great locker room presence, and he can be a great mentor for Will Smith, the catcher of the future. And look, with Keibert Ruiz in the mix, look, he has a lot of knowledge that young players can soak up. Francisco, Deborah Young, Dodgers 6, Giants 3. I agree, Francisco. Gabe Town, what do you think of Mitchell White in all the first pitch? I really like Mitchell White. I really do like Mitchell White. I was impressed, like you said, with his command out there. Not crazy gas, not explosive stuff, but he knows how to work the corners. And I really like what I saw out of Mitchell White as a nice, consistent major league level pitcher. Re-sign Mookie next year, get it done. Hey, I'm going to be beating that drum all year. Sign Mookie Betts long-term, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 million. I don't care what it takes. It's not my money. All I know is this organization prints monies, second in revenue last year to only the New York Yankees. So, but thanks for rocking with us, guys. It was a first show, right? Our first show of the season. I wish we were playing 162. I wish we were playing 162. Missed you guys, but baseball is back, and we'll be breaking it down all season long. Definitely go to Dodgers Nation Instagram, Dodgers Nation Twitter, DodgersNation.com. The best Dodger, the biggest Dodger community in the world. So head over to Dodgers Nation for all your Dodgers content. And then, Carlos, what do you think about Jake McGee? Hey, I like a lot of these young guys, honestly. We have the GOAT, Rocky Gale. Rocky Gale, man. But thanks a lot, guys. You can follow me at DMAC_LA on Instagram and Twitter. Hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. But thanks again, guys. Got a great season. It is going to be Christmas in July. Thursday, the Dodgers kick off 7 p.m. Pacific time. Dodgers, Giants. It is finally here. Baseball is back. It's great to talk to you guys again. See you next time, and go Dodgers.